Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tiffany. Today's video is going to be my story about becoming a minimalist, how I found minimalism, how it's changed my life or changed the way that I shop or live. Alright, so I first found minimalism probably 3.5 years ago, and I discovered it through the Minimalists. I was actually looking online for I don't even remember, decor ideas or room ideas or organization ideas, and I came across something about minimalism and I was like, what is that? So I looked up the article, and it was actually the Minimalists website, and I started reading some of their essays. And from that moment on, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is a thing, like this sounds perfect for me. I love this idea, because I was always searching for ways to organize stuff in case of an emergency or a disaster, or we would have to be evacuated. Like, what would I take? I don't even know what I have, hardly. It let me know that I don't have to have all this stuff. You don't have to live this way. There's another way to live. And mainly I went into it because of the stress of being so like worried all the time about losing things, or what would I take, or what would I grab in my house. Besides, obviously I knew like my cat, I would take my computer, but what else do I have? I don't even know what I have. I don't know what books I'd want to take. I don't know what clothes I would want to take, shoes, what's under my bed, what's up on the top of my closet. Like, I didn't know, and I thought, what if I forgot something that I really wanted because I don't see it? So I would organize my room and reorganize so that things I thought that meant a lot to me would be within my sight, so I could see them and know if you had to evacuate or something, you would just grab these things. And then that would always change. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not really feeling this anymore, so I'm gonna put it in the back of my closet or in the back of a shelf or cupboard and bring something else out that I maybe like more. So when I found their website and was reading their essays, something clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this is perfect, this is exactly what I need. I don't need any of the things that I have that I feel are important. It just opened my eyes. I remember it was nighttime and it was late. I was watching a movie and just kind of on my phone messing around online. So it was too late for me to really do anything that evening, but the next morning I got up and started working on it right away. I decided this is what I'm going to do, and I never looked back. I never second guessed myself. I never thought, oh, what if this doesn't work out? I was like, it was like somebody told me, you don't have to hold on to all this stuff. You can get rid of everything. It's fine. You'll be fine. And I did it. Knowing that there was a different way to live just was the biggest thing for me, I think. You don't have to be attached to things. You don't have to put value in things or on things. Obviously, unless it's something that really means a lot to you, but you kind of learn that as you begin to declutter. I got rid of probably 75 to 90% of my stuff within just a couple weeks. I got rid of most of it within a couple days. I did it super quick, and then weeks I would slowly start getting rid of other things that I thought maybe I needed or I wasn't sure about. And then you realize the more that you declutter, there are things you want to hold on to and how much those things actually mean to you. So you kind of start realizing that as you're doing it. I remember very clearly, I had been reading about it for probably, gosh, maybe 5 months or so, and then I took a trip to New York by myself for my friend's wedding, a friend who I met over Instagram. And we had met in New York a few years prior. My dad and I flew out to New York like 5 years ago was the first time I ever went out there, and I got to meet her then. And then we just always kept in touch, and I had gone out again to New York for a business thing with my dad. We went with the Phoenix Coyotes, the hockey team. They were going out there, and one of their sponsors invited us out there, so we got to go out there again. And then my friends got married, I think it was the next year, and right a few months before that trip I found minimalism and started decluttering and getting rid of stuff. So I decided to go out there because I wasn't spending money on things anymore or shopping or anything like that. So I went out to New York by myself. I met my friend out there. I had the best time of my life. It was such a great trip. It was awesome to do it alone, and I just came back a different person. A couple days after I had gotten home, the Minimalists were here for their word tasting tour. I think that's what it was called. And it was like a very small thing. It wasn't like this last tour that I went to. They were in a little bookshop. It was free. You just signed up and got tickets and went. It wasn't big at all. I feel like most people then didn't even know about minimalism yet, and it was still like coming up. And so I went, and Josh was there and Colin Wright. Colin got to do some talking, and he was talking about how he traveled every 4 months to a different country and lived there. And he took votes on his website from his readers about where he should go next. And so he wrote about it, and that's just what he did for a living now. He kind of left the 9 to 5 and decided that he was going to do something different. And I just remember thinking, this was after my first solo trip. I went all the way across the country to New York by myself and went to my friend's wedding. I didn't know anybody else in. It was just a great experience, and it made me realize, like, oh, I could totally travel. I used to always think you have to travel with somebody. And so then hearing his story, I was like, oh my gosh, like I could actually make this happen and travel often because that's what I want to do. And he was writing about it, and it just like sparked all these ideas in me and all this creativity, and made me realize how there almost aren't any boundaries for what you want to do. If you can dream it up, you can make it happen somehow. So I just was so motivated, and that just changed my whole mind about everything. And I realized, okay, he's experiencing these benefits from minimalism by being able to travel the world and not hardly carry anything with him, and not being spending money on anything besides like flights and apartments and stuff. He's experiencing all these things without having all of this stuff, and he's not trying to keep up with the Joneses and anything like that. And so it kind of gave me a real idea of what it means to be a minimalist. It doesn't mean just get rid of everything. It means get rid of everything in order to have room to do the things you really want to do and the things that you really love. So even if you really love just going to the movies, you know, and you wish you could go to the movies 3 times a week, well, you can. You just spend your money on that and don't spend it elsewhere. So it's almost like prioritizing things differently. We don't just stop spending money and stop buying things. We are just more intentional about it, and we realize that the value is not in physical objects, and not trying to keep up with the Joneses, and not in how you look or what you wear or how you do your hair or anything like that. And for girls it's hard because we always feel like we're trying to keep up, like, oh, she has a great smile and she has bigger lips than me, she has blue eyes, she has blonde hair, she has white teeth, you know, things that it's hard to not get caught up in that, and seeing how models dress and act and what they have. And these are just all ideas of success that we have. Some of us maybe feel successful with those things, but I never did and never will now, because I've realized that success is creating a life that you love and curating a life that lines up with your values and your beliefs. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've learned. I've definitely changed my shopping habits, but not so much that I don't shop anymore, because I do enjoy going to Target and walking around, or going to malls and walking around malls. I'm not anti-mall or anti-shopping, but I don't buy things unless I need something. If I go to Target with the intention that I need a new shirt or I need some winter clothes, then I will purchase them if I find things I like. But I don't go just to buy stuff. Same with the mall. I go to the mall to walk around, especially here in the summer. It's too hot to walk around a park or go outside and hike or anything like that. So we tend to go to malls and walk around, because a lot of them are indoor malls. They're very nice, and it's air conditioned, and it's nice to window shop or people watch, stuff like that. So I'm not anti any of that, and I still go to those places. I feel like I still do a lot of things the same. I don't spend money needlessly. I only purchase things that I need. Same with beauty products, all of that. I just only purchase what I need. I also kind of experiment and see what could I live without, and if something breaks or I run out of something, I try to do without it for a little while, just to see, can I do without it? You know, just to kind of challenge myself and push myself a little. Yeah, I still go to movies. I love going to movies. I still go out to dinners a lot. But those are the things that I really, really enjoy. And it's gonna be different for everybody, but it doesn't mean that you just stop doing things you love, or you just stop spending money altogether, or you don't purchase something because that's bringing something else into your house. It just means you're more intentional about it, and you're spending money on things that really add value to your life or make you happy, or an experience that you love to have. Like, I love eating out and I love going to movies. So one of the first things that I noticed when becoming a minimalist and just decluttering everything was that my stress levels were a lot lower and I was a lot less anxious. I felt like I had a lot more calmness in my own space. I felt a lot more calm, and that's because I wasn't cluttered with so much stuff. And then I also realized that there were some things that were very important to me that I had no idea how important to me they were until I got rid of everything and just made room to like think, what do I really want out of life, or what do I want in life, or what kind of difference do I want to make for other people, or you know, things like that. Instead of thinking about all this stuff, I used to think like, what else do I need? What else can I get? I need to go to Target. I need to do this. I need this. I need. And oh, so-and-so has this, so I need to get that. The new phone's coming out, so I better get the new one quick before it's not new or cool anymore. Stuff like that. And now I've just realized that stuff really doesn't matter. And in the end, you're not going to be able to take any of it with you. So I've had nothing but positive outcomes or side effects, I guess, from being a minimalist. I've never gotten rid of something and been like, oh shoot, I wish I never got rid of that. Most of the things I don't even remember that I had, and I look back at old pictures, which I'll insert, and think, how did I live with all of that stuff I don't even remember, don't need, had no meaning to me whatsoever. I just kept it because that is just what you are taught to do. So I've had many positive effects from being a minimalist, and maybe this video is already getting kind of long, so maybe I could make another video about all of the positive things I've had happen since becoming a minimalist, or the things that I've noticed, or the weights that have been lifted, stuff like that. So yeah, I think I will make a video separately on the benefits of being a minimalist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. If you have experience of your own becoming a minimalist and things that you noticed happen, or things that you noticed were really important to you after decluttering, leave them in the comments down below. I would love to chat with you. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.